Stay hungry, stay foolish. Those are the famous words from the late, great Steve Jobs while speaking to graduates from Stanford University in 2005. 4 words, heavy implications, but worth great reflection. So let me preface my take tonight with this. I don't know it all. I'm in fact foolish, ignorant on quite a few issues, and also this. I have never held a position in public office, particularly at higher levels. Now, staying hungry and foolish are rather interesting words coming from someone who was innovative and quite literally changed the world through technology. A man who would rise with the making of a $2 billion company at the time and fall after being kicked out of the very same company he built. He then returned to the company he founded and built it into an even greater success. Now, at the time of giving that speech in 2005, he had also just nearly faced death after being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer that he was told was incurable. He beat it, at least at that time. Now, it would later, however, get the best of him. That's a story for another day. But imagine a man who has built a $1 billion company, lost it, built another, making a triumphant return to his business, beating cancer, still saying he has much more to learn. He said this because it is the unending quest of life, to continue to learn, unlearn, relearn, and reinvent oneself and one's approach to everything in life. That goes for everyone, no matter the career they're in, be it in public or private service. Now, Steve Jobs knew a lot about computers and technology, but even he admitted in that speech that he didn't know what a pancreas was until his cancer diagnosis. And he didn't even have a PhD. One can only thrive when they continuously seek new knowledge, are open to countering opinions. You remember the saying that if you're the smartest one in the room, then you're in the wrong room? Now, this may not have been his original thought, but it is largely associated with Jack Welch, who was the CEO of General Electric at some point. You notice how all of these sayings come from rather successful people? Perhaps they know a thing or two, not everything, about life and leadership, such as it is important to surround oneself with people who are smarter than you. And being smarter may not mean that they are more educated than you. It could also mean that they know things in areas that you don't. Surely, one cannot understand biology, chemistry, physics, economics, health, aeronautics all at once. Some of the greatest leaders are the ones who sit quietly in the room, listening to everyone speak, even the meek. Those who offer different perspectives to areas where one may have blind spots. And yes, we all have blind spots, regardless of our level of education. In fact, some have upgraded that saying to, you may be the smartest one in the room, but not the most experienced. Now, let me use a medical scenario or analogy because that's been my latest experience. So imagine if a doctor were to say to you that he's reached the epitome of his studies and does not need to learn anymore. What with all of the new discoveries of methods, techniques, and treatment approaches that are coming out every day? Would you trust them to give you the best care just because they continuously tout that prefix at the start of their name? Aren't we the ones who challenge doctors when we see them saying, oh, but doctor, I read this in Google or some other site? I would be scared if my doctor dismissed my queries and insisted on their years of study in school over what I may have read in a recent research paper, or even how my body actually feels. Now, if doctors can accept to be challenged in this way, so should every other professional, particularly those in leadership. One cannot continue to dwell in past knowledge. Now, let me finish with one last quote from Albert Einstein. And he said, "Death begins the day you stop seeking knowledge." Okay, hold up. before you bring a Subaru after me, because, you know, in this country we don't like to speak of death, that quote does not refer to actual physical death, but rather death of the mind. That's my take tonight.